So we're in chapter 505 and we are going to create some sections based on a very similar principle to the floor plan. We've got a rasterized backdrop and we've got an overlay of the vector. These are generated from the group from slice. This is created via the section plane. So we have section AA running front to back through the conservatory and the kitchen, and we have the side-to-side section which is looking at the landing and the stairs in elevation. So if we just have a look at the previous drawing, which is our sort of coordinating drawing, then section BB runs this way and section AA is running this way. So this will give us an idea of where to put our section planes. Now, obviously, we can move them wherever we want. And as it's a 3D model, we can create as many of these things as we feel that we need. So we'll pop back over into our SketchUp drawing, chapter 505. And we need to create another 2 views. So add, and then in our scenes, let's go to section AA and then hit enter, and similarly we'll right click and add section BB, enter. So back to section AA. Now we don't need any of this landscaping for these, so layer can be turned off. What we do need to put in is the second fix on this one because we want to see things like architraves and skirtings, and we need to make sure our camera is in parallel, which it is. So then all that we need to do now is pick the section tool, and our section AA is going to run looking in this direction. So we'll pop it on this face, and then we might have to zoom out a bit to select it, and then we can go in and pick it up. Now, right click and reverse if it's going in the opposite direction. We can also right click and align view. That seems about right. Let's bring that in. Okay, so we need to change the style back to cut shaded, no profile. So we get rid of our section planes. Now, what sometimes happens, depending on the orientation, because this is a 3D model, we will get some darkening inside. So there are a couple of ways to sort that out. We can either change the location of the sun, but we might be lucky if we can play around with the shadow settings to brighten this up. Now we've got a light and dark setting here. First up, if we make sure we've got use sun for shading, this will then help us. If we can then move these around, and might be able to get it slightly brighter that way, and also change the month. So that's brighter there. And then we can use these sliders, light and dark. We could just bring in to lighten it right up. Now this dark one, because it's probably too bright in this area, we could just tone that back a bit. And again, you could just juggle around these settings until you're happy with something, but that seems pretty safe for the background image. So we'll right click and update that. So we come over now to section BB, and we have to turn on second fix, turn off the landscape. And then we're coming in this plane this time. So section slice, offer over that face, and then we can select this and move it in. So we're looking at our stairs, something like that. So we'll zoom in a bit more to see whether we've got everything that we need. That looks about right. So again, if we just right click and align view on that, and then change our styles to this one, cut shaded, no profile. And once more, we can have a look at setting our shadow setting. So use sun for shading. And again, let's juggle these around to see whether we can get in any brighter. So after a little bit of fiddling around, I managed to get them looking quite bright. So we've now generated our 2 background images for the sections. We will be creating the overlays from the group from slice command. But for now, we'll just leave this one as it stands, and we'll finish off this chapter with some 3D views.